Hey guys, I wanted to do a video on the Samsung Gear S3 Frontier watch that I picked up on Black Friday. And I know we're a couple of days out from Christmas, so people will probably be getting stuff like this. This was a Black Friday deal for Best Buy. And I just wanted to cover some of the specs, and I've been wearing this thing. I picked it up on Black Friday as well, but I've been wearing it ever since I got it. So I just wanted to cover some of the things that I found with it, some of the things I've experienced if you're getting one for Christmas or whatever, and you're watching this video because it's new to you, then you'll have the benefit of some of the couple of weeks of experience that I've been able to wear it. So anyway, we'll just open up the package here. I kind of put everything back together so you can see how it is when you open it. When you open it, you're presented with the watch. So this is the watch. This is the wireless charging. It does come. It does come with a micro USB cable, and you plug that into a USB port, or it does have the charging cable, charging plug here that you can use. I have a 6-pack adapter, so I just plug a bunch of stuff into it, and then I have the cables, strewn all over the bedroom. But anyway, this is what you connect it onto. It's it's magnetic, so it will go in there and it'll hold nice and tight. It's not gonna flop around or anything. So comes with a quick start guide. Yet to use this, but it's there for you if you wanna take a look at it. And we'll just take a look at the watch itself. So here's the watch. So the first thing you'll notice, or if you're going through your box, is you have 2 sets of straps that come in the box. You have the larger set, and then if you so choose, you have the smaller wrist for the smaller wrist. Now to replace these, on the back here, you have these little pins. You can just stick your fingernail in there and move it over to the side, and it pops right off. And then you take the other one, you stick it in there. All right, there you go. Finally. Okay. Anyway, so I got it finally. Right. So then when you're ready to put it on, obviously this is going to be for a smaller wrist, right? But taking it off, you just reverse the process. Take that pin off. Take the second one. Also, it is a 22 millimeter strap. You can see that there. Okay, 22. There we go. That's back on. So the overall construction, this is a active silicone strap. It does have these quick disconnects. It is a 22 millimeter strap, so I would assume that as long as you can get a 22 millimeter strap to put on here, any 22 millimeter watch band will work. So going around the back here, it's got these double retainers for your wrist, excess wrist strap. You have some of your sensors back here. Some of the biometric sensors are on the back. It is water resistant up to 5 feet of water for 30 minutes. So that's pretty water resistant. Some of the previous models haven't been so water resistant. Anyway, so going around the watch here, so you have a speaker, an external speaker, and an external microphone. Now, one of the cool features with this is when your phone rings, it'll actually light up on your watch. You can answer your phone call and actually just talk through your watch. So it puts it on speakerphone, so if you're having a sensitive conversation and you don't want people around you to hear it, you're going to want to be aware of that. But if you just want to take a quick call, you can talk into your watch. So other items around the side, you have these 2 buttons here. So the top button kind of just takes you back to the beginning, and the bottom button takes you into all of the sub features of the watch. So I'll go over those a little bit in a moment. So on the front face, you have your dial. Now, this is a rotating bezel, so it does help with navigation on your watch. I find that it's just easier to swipe. You know, you can use it. It does work for that, but uh, it's more of a toy than it is actual function. At least, I'm sorry, at least that I've found. So going through the watch faces, so you can hold it down and you can download the customizable watch faces. So there are certain ones that come with it, and then you can go and grab, you know. So here's a watch face that I downloaded, and it's nice. I don't have any complaints about the watch faces. I have gone to just keeping it simple, and I am now using this one. So this has everything that I want on it. I like this one, and there's plenty to choose from, but you know, pick your favorite. So so all of these screens are customizable to a certain degree. So you can add a widget right here. So by adding a widget, sorry. So adding a widget right here, it'll also allow you, if you see these little dots across the top here, I don't know how well that's coming out on the camera, but if you see these little dots going across the top here, that tells you what the widget is that's available on that field. You can reorganize these. So you can put on your first widget, you know, next to the watch. If you don't want it to be the weather, you can, I'm sorry. If you don't want it to be the weather, you can have it be, say, your how many steps have you done for today. So some of the ones that I have on here, so I have obviously the local weather. This is my step targets. This is kind of the news of the day. This is your heart rate, my heart rate rather. This is the calendar, so whatever's on your calendar. You'll notice it's the 23rd, so 2 days before Christmas, guys. Hope you got your presents all squared away. This is the altimeter and barometer. So this does kind of work. I'll say that if you're outside and there's a low pressure front moving in, and your barometer will detect that it has gone down. That could be an indicator that the weather is about to change. That has happened recently here, so it did notify me on the watch that potentially bad weather was approaching. I thought that was kind of cool. I don't know how effective that is, but it's so you can set reminders. Feature. Now there's also some quick features right off the top here. So in here you've got a battery saver mode, an airplane mode, a telephone mode. You can set do not disturb. So that's do not disturb. That is turn your watch face on all the time. That is the brightness settings, play media, and then settings. You also get your battery indicator here, and your Bluetooth is enabled here. Also, if you ever have any notifications, you will get an orange dot. That is one of the settings that you can have, is to get the orange dot notifying you that you have a notification. Now, the app, I'll just show you the app real quick. So the app here, you go to Samsung Gear. So this is where you'll do all your downloading. So if you ever want to get you know, a new watch face or whatever, you'll download it here. So there's plenty to choose from. And then you can do your notifications. What notifications do you want to get? Do you want to get apps? What apps you want to have on your watch? You know, transfer, connect to gear, so you can do photos, music, you know, other things. You can set auto responses. So here's where you have, you know, if you want to send something specifically to your husband or your wife, you can put their name in. I'll get back to you or whatever, and then it'll pop up on your watch when you're getting a call. And if you decline it with a message, these are the messages. You can also reply to text messages as well. So here you'll get kind of the quick settings on how your watch is set up at the moment. How much battery you've got, how much free space you have in the storage, and how much RAM is available. So I haven't really gone over the specs, but I just want to keep going over the phone. I mean the device itself. So you can see in here, there's different watch faces, suggested apps. You can go through that and look at different apps that are available. One other thing that I did want to cover real quick though, here's their app store. So you can see there's quite a bit here. Mainly watch faces, but they do have some other stuff like some games and some other items. But here I wanted to go over this real quick. So you have different apps that are already built into this. So you've got music player, you've got settings, you got S voice, so you can talk to it. So this is one that they're pretty proud of. This is the Samsung Pay. So you use Samsung Pay kind of like you'd use Android Pay, where you'd use an NFC to go and pay for an item in a store that'll accept NFC. Here you can set your weather, so your location and notifications, your Samsung Health, how many steps or stairs or whatever. Here's where your contacts are stored. Phone, you can actually make a phone call from this, but it'll just pair to your phone and make a phone call. This doesn't have its own wireless plan built into it. And then over here, you have reminders. This is the altitude and barometer that I showed you earlier. Calendar, alarm, world clock, so you can have set different time zone set. This is the news brief where I get information. If you just you have access to your watch, but you don't have access to your phone, it's in a backpack or somewhere else. You can kind of entertain yourself and just kind of look through the news of the day. So this is gallery if you've uploaded any images. Find my phone, and likewise you can do a find my watch. And then next page, I have downloaded 2 games on here. Monster Vampire, I think, came with it, and then this Seawolf Free. This is just a little sub hunting game. This is another little app that I downloaded. This is kind of like a flashlight app. So what it does is it just lights up your watch and it makes it bright. So if you're in a dark space, you can have some light. It doesn't work very well, but it works well enough. So anyway, and you can download apps. Now, that's covering what's on the watch. Now, to just go over some of the technical specs, I've pulled them up off their website. So it is Bluetooth only for connectivity. It doesn't have any wireless plan, like I mentioned earlier. The case is 46 millimeters. It's running Gorilla Glass on the crystal here. The strap and buckle, it's 22 millimeters wide, and then it has a 4.3 inch strap or 5.12 inch strap. So this piece right here. The weight of it is 2.2 ounces. I don't know how much that matters to anybody. It is a comfortable wearing watch though. The display is 360 by 360, 278 pixels per inch. Main display is considered 1.3 inches, and it's a Super AMOLED, full color, always on display. The OS is running Tizen 2.3.2. That's an operating system that I don't think it's proprietary. I actually don't know that. The processor that it's running is a 1 gigahertz dual core Exynos 7270. 1 gigahertz. It's it's fine for what it's doing. It's not, you're not going to be doing a lot of graphics and a lot of high-end computing on it. So 1 gigahertz processor is plenty enough. It's got 4 gigabytes of internal RAM or internal memory with 768 megabytes of RAM. Again, not a big deal. It's not an issue you need to concern yourself with, but that's it. It runs 802.11 BGNN and 2.4 gigahertz, so you can directly connect to your Wi-Fi if it loses connection to the phone for whatever reason. It runs Bluetooth 4.2. It does have GPS and NFC technology built into it. It's IP68 water and dust resistant, so like I mentioned earlier, you can go 5 feet down for 30 minutes before you run into any potential problems. Let's see, what else of interest? Sleep tracking, floor tracking, auto exercise tracking, auto heart rate. Those are all handy if you're out doing walking. It'll identify that you've got an elevated heart rate, and it'll start tracking that heart rate for as long as you're exercising. So if you're trying to keep track of your health and you want this for a health monitoring app, it does do that, which I find kind of interesting. It will do your sleep logging as well. So if you have restless sleep, it'll identify that. Some of the exercise tracking that's built into it is walking, running, cycling, elliptical trainer, rowing machine, and dynamic workout. Mentioned earlier, it has Samsung Pay. So the battery on this is a 300 milliamp hour lithium ion battery. It's rated for up to 3 days. I'd say probably every other day I need to get it onto the charging dock. Let's see. It has sensors in it. It has an accelerometer, a barometer, gyro sensor, heart rate monitor, and ambient light sensor. So it does detect, if you look at it, it does detect the movement and it automatically comes on. Sometimes you have to press the button to get it to come on, but it's probably 50-50 with the auto on feature. And that's pretty much it. I've covered what's in the box. So, all in all, this is a $279 watch on Black Friday. It's still listed at $279 on their website. So I don't know how much of a Black Friday deal it really was. Maybe they're just trying to clear inventory out now because they've got new ones coming. But this has been a great watch. If you're a watch guy, but you're the kind of guy who likes his technology as well, this is a good middle of the road type watch. It's big enough where it has a presence on your wrist. If you like watches, you can replace the watch straps. That's kind of a customizing thing a lot of people are into. If you buy watches, and it does have enough heft to it, enough substance that it feels like a real watch, and it is metal. So, it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel chintzy. It's not like a lightweight aluminum or plastic. It does really feel like a steel case, a watch case. So it does feel good. I like it. This has been a decent watch. This is, once I got into wearing fitness trackers, I started with the Fitbit, then I went to the S2 and now the S3. I missed wearing watches when I was wearing the fitness bands, and I didn't want to wear both. I felt that was kind of dweebish. So I just kind of ditched the watches and it would only wear them once in a while. And then I would use the fitness tracker as a watch. But having something like this that does all the fitness tracking as well as, a real watch, that does tell the time and do other things as well, I felt like this was a great alternative to that. So if you're in the market, this is something you've been on the fence about, I give it a thumbs up. This is definitely a good product by a reputable company. It's been around. Samsung technology is everywhere. Everybody loves their phones and their TVs, etc., etc. And they've been doing the biometric wear type watches now for a while, and this is probably the best one so far. So if you're a watch guy, you're a guy that likes to track his fitness, this is for you. I would give it a recommendation. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, I said something incorrectly, and you want to clarify it, help me clarify it for everybody who may be watching this video, please throw it in the comment section below. And I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.